Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you liked the last video I shared on my launch experience during the transit at Japan airport. Today I'm sharing with you my whole travel experience from India to Australia and the different challenges I faced at different stages on my journey. I know everyone who is planning to travel has lot of questions like how to book tickets, facilities in aircraft, and the transit experience, and so on. And as we all know that the rules by Australian government they keep on changing. So, but most of the things are quite common for everyone who is planning to travel. So I traveled by Japan Airlines. My flight was from Delhi to Sydney. I initially started looking for tickets in the month of March when Australian borders were closed and the COVID was at peak. I thought to book Qatar as one of our friend booked the Qatar and he got the full refund after cancellation. So we this gives us confidence that means we can book the Qatar even if the flight got cancelled, we'll get the refund. I also looked for agents, but they were charging very high premium prices over the regular flight tickets. Finally, we managed to book Qatar directly from the airline's website, and because they had the offer of free cancellation if you book before 30th of April. Finally, we booked two tickets with them at the rate of around 1,20,000 per person. The same tickets agents were charging very high prices. We booked Qatar in March, and by the end of April, we are getting the news of Qatar cancellations from the different social groups who are about to fly in a few days. Meanwhile, we also got to know that Japan Airlines is operational and no cancellations were seen, so we decided to go with the Japan Airlines as a backup. So means we booked Japan Airlines directly from the by contacting the Japan Airlines head office, and we got a very reasonable price at that time. And we got the economy Y class, and that has a complimentary launch during the transit stay in the Japan airport, which was really good.
Three, two, one.
After booking the tickets, now it's time to plan for the travels. There are five things you should make sure you are good to go. So first is the COVID test and the exact time to take the COVID test, the rapid antigen test, whether it's required or not, and the Australian travel declaration form and the web check-in. So first is the COVID test. So the COVID test should be taken from the ICMR approved laboratory only, and few things to mention that is required. It's first is your correct full name and the passport number, your date of birth, and the QR code should be mentioned on the report, and also the date of the sample collection and date of the test report. Next is the exact time. So it's like 72 hours before the first departure should be good, but I have taken the COVID test 72 hours before the last departure to the Sydney, which is from Tokyo, to be the safer side. And also the rapid antigen test. So the rapid antigen test, there was some confusion initially, like whether we should have the rapid antigen test or not, but there is no such requirement by the Australian government in the commercial flights. But yeah, it's a bit confusing because the deferred flights, they are all taking the COVID test along with the rapid antigen test, but for the commercial flights there is no such need. And the Australian travel declaration form, it's a mandatory requirement by the Australian government, and that form should be filled online 72 hours before your first departure. why this form is required? It's required because it has some questions that helps the government to plan for a quarantine. So it should mention, means it, if you have any special needs for the quarantine, like you need any, means any special things, like I in my document I mentioned, like I need some kitchen uh, utensils, I need the microwave, and the balcony, because I was traveling with my 2-year-old kid, so it would be good to have a balcony and kitchen and open space. Means so. Luckily, I got apartment. I got a hotel apartment. It's like a 1 BHK apartment, and I have all the basic things. And my kid was very happy to be in the quarantine. And the last thing is the web check-in. I have not done the web check-in because there was very less people are traveling. I realized that, so I just go, means I just check in at the airport only. So because the flight was really empty, it was really, I think, 20 people in the flight. On the day of travel, we reached 4 hours before the departure. I think, but actually 3 hours are also enough because there was very less passengers at the airport, and it was almost empty, so it won't take that much time. Uh, then after the baggage check-in, they have provided us the meal vouchers worth 1400 per person to be used at the Delhi airport only at selected outlets. This is what I got. And then after the check-in, we headed towards the security gate, and then toward the immigration. And overall it took almost 1.5 hours for us to reach from the check-in till the boarding gate. uh, and at the airport, the duty free shops, all the duty free shops were open, and the people are just buying from there. One more thing to add, like in case you miss the COVID test from your own home place, then you can also get the COVID test done from the airport as well. But for that, it will take around 8 hours to get the test results. So make sure to reach at least 8 to 9 hours before your departure time, so you get the test results uh, before before departure. And but I think it's advisable that you get the COVID test done from your home place, because so that you don't have to spend 8 hours at the airport waiting for the report. I would like to share some information about the flight and the facilities. I was traveling by a connecting flight, so my this flight was from Delhi to Japan. After boarded the plane, I realized that there was very less passengers traveling in the flight, and hardly there was 20 people. And the blankets were also provided by the airlines, but in case you didn't get any, you can ask them. In-flight entertainment was also on for us, and there was enough content for kids to get entertained. So I was traveling with my 2.5-year-old kid, so she was all happy with the entertainment. Then about the meals, I say that the meals were good enough and the quality was also good. Uh, I have chosen the Hindu vegetarian meal. So I had got rice, curry, bread, and some fruits and some Swedish. So it was enough for my kid as well. She was pretty happy with the food. Lovia, what's this gift? Box. Yay! Lovia, say hi. Say hello. After landed at the Haneda airport, we headed toward the check-in counter to get our boarding passes for the next flight, which was from Japan to Sydney. And as we landed at 6 in the morning, so we had to wait for 2 hours to for the launch to open at 8 a.m. And we were supposed to use the Sakura launch, but it was closed at that time, so we have got the different launch, which is first class launch. I have created a separate video for my launch experience, so I have provided a link in the description, so you can check it out. As I mentioned in my Delhi to Japan flight journey, passenger count were same or less, as some passengers boarded the plane only from Delhi to Japan, and there was blankets provided by them. The in-flight entertainment was there, and it was enough for the kids to get engaged. And then the meals were good, so no need to worry about the kids. And our flight reached on time, and there was no flight delays during the whole journey. After we landed in Sydney airport, we were scouted by the security personnel, and we had also asked for the COVID test report. Then we headed toward the arrival gate, where the two buses were waiting for us to take us to the quarantine hotel. And one bus was for couples and for singles, and another bus was for families with kids. So I was traveling with my 2.5-year-old kid, so I boarded the another bus that was for families. So both buses will take you to the different hotels. So the buses that was for families will take to you to the some 3-star hotel with a bigger lounge area, and the kitchen will be provided. Kitchen has the few utensils, microwave, kettle, and the induction for cooking. And there was a bigger balcony provided to them for the kids to roam around. And for the singles and couples, they will be taken to some 4-star hotel, and it has no balcony, and only kettle will be provided to them in the kitchen. Not to make this video too long, I'll share my quarantine experience in a separate video targeting the walkthrough facilities within the hotel, some troublesome experiences, and how to make the quarantine the best time together for you and your family. Hope you like the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye. See you again.